Secretary ka Meghalaya Pradesh Congress Committee MPCC uba Manuel Badwar haka Henry Trick Leber ula aidak ba UMP barim bat President ka party uba Vincent H Pala ula bandai ukertong na kabenta ka MP by election kabanwan na Shlong Lok Sabha constituency haba banjur bak kampat dan satya ka Jingshim Rai halor kani. Kidai kikam ki social media ngikum ka party ngimpat ya keren satya halor kani ong uba badwar habak keren syakilat patai kubor habak dawi ka jing sapriang ki kana online ba uba Vincent ula ban iakhun hakani ka by election. Ngam tharai ba kadai kapor ka babiang ngin haban ai katu ka ni kapor kata da ka baburam ya u Dr. Ricky AJ Singkon ubala klat no ong uba badwar. Ula ong ru baka kongres ka deban say ya ukurtong ubala shempang ha ka baya debat ka parliament ha ka jaka jong ubat mai ha bapan pa basatang arsnam shiteng ka samoy trekam kadang sa. Ukurtong thamai undang ha ban penyahab bat ka Delhi ban yakindu beriu ban nang ya ka rukam trekam ka day ka bashitom shibun hakum gani kapor ka balingkot ula ong. Ula penyaso ya kan ka jingjia bat artli ki jingdawa jong ka jila ka inline permit bat ka jingpenrung ya ka ketin khasi bat garu ha ka khernet ka bapra jong ka riti sensyar kari. Kini kila denupa ha ka jingpen kre ka sorkar BJP kan sa syukran kelany ngidon kam ya UMP ubala benyakren mardor ki palat shispa ngot ki MP ka Kongres bat ki parlok ka Kongres ong uba badwar.
For the MP elections, it's a social media activity that has happened. I don't know through where. We as a party have not discussed at all. Okay, and I don't think so. It's the right time for us to start discussing about who the candidature, the candidate is, and so on and so forth. It is not wise. It is not right. We have to give it some time. With all due respect to, late Dr. Sinton who had passed away, and we're going to take a little time because we know that even as a party also we have to be very clever into which candidate we send. Why I say so? Because there's only 2.5 years left, number one, and believe it or not, to send a new candidate is going to be extremely difficult, okay, because they have to acclimatize themselves to Delhi. They have to go there, they have to network, they have to do a whole lot of activities, right, before we even start delivering. So from the party's perspective, I'm not in the notion of sending we are not in the notion of sending anybody new, but of course we've not had any discussion, but this is just my personal thought. I would definitely like somebody who has the experience. I would always like somebody who already have a network, because let's face fact, there are very two important issues that are there in the state today. One is the ILP and the other is the Khasi language entering the 8th schedule, right? So if you look at these two aspects, they are already in the pipeline, right? So we know for sure that the BJP government will not do anything about them. We know that for sure, okay? They might beat around the bush, but they're not going to take any action on it. We as a Congress, remember one thing, we have more than 100 MP in the parliament today. And on top of the 100 MP that we have, we also have coalition people who are already aligned with us. The job of any MP of the state, if at all the public chooses an MP from the Congress, the job of that MP is to go and at least brief to each and every MP that is there within the Congress, the 100 plus people, and explain to them the importance of the ILP, because it has already been passed as a resolution by the assembly, and that MP has to go and explain to each and get what we call in English as the buy-in, so that these people will understand that yes, Meghalaya needs it, and it's not something which is derogatory, it's not something which is very bad, correct? And the other thing is, the same MP has to also go and explain to them that the Khasi language especially, and the Garo language for that matter in the long run, is also important to be entering the 8th schedule. So these are the two important things that needs to be done. And believe it or not, we have to hit the ground the moment the MP is elected. And we believe that if somebody is of a caliber who has already got the networking skills, who already has people he know, who already is very familiar with living in Delhi and familiar with everything else and with the parliament and the activities within the parliament, it will be benefiting us a lot more. Because let's face fact, ILP and the Khasi language and the Garo language, I think the 8th schedule is something which is definitely in the agenda of the public at large. And it is not a case of whether we get it or we don't get it. It's just a case of when do we get it. And if we can speed it up a little faster by at least allowing and ensuring that the MPs that are there within the Congress party already is very well versed with such an issue, it will be better for us. Because believe it or not, we know it for sure that sooner or later the Congress also will come into power in Delhi. And at that time, it will be a lot faster for us to take this agenda or this issue forward. Because it's very difficult for any party which is a single man or for anybody which is new to even go there. It is going to be difficult for him. For anybody, yeah, it takes time. Yes, we have lost and we know that we've lost an MP recently, and it's bad luck for the state. But then at the end of the day, we need to also continue the agendas that has been taken forward by various MPs in the past. And I think this is an agenda which is state related. It has nothing to do with politics. And we, at least I can tell you for sure that when we do have the meeting, should I say, these kind of narrative from our side will go very strongly towards the party also, and let the party decide as to which is the best candidate. I think it's very immature for me to even say anything right now. It depends on what the party thinks. But my strong point is very plain and simple, that we need somebody who's very well versed, who has been in that line for quite some time, and it depends on what the party chooses. Yeah.